3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Latino Living,
Is it recording right?
a podcast about the life of Latinos in Natchez, Louisiana. Este podcast es parte de HSJA and NSU. During each episode, we will share with you una historia about Hispanic living in this corner of Louisiana. I am Naydu Daza Maya, your host,
And I'm Leah Portillo, your producer.
and this is Latino Living, un podcast para todos. Hola a todos, estamos aquí en el podcast estudio de NSU con nuestro director técnico Laura Cabarcas y nuestro invitado especial del día de hoy, celebrando el día el mes de la mujer, estamos en marzo. Trajimos a Dr. Begona, que ella es un profesor de Computer Information System aquí at NSU.
Muchas gracias, Naydu. Me encantada de estar aquí con vosotras. So, I am a professor of Computer Information Systems, and I teach several of the classes. I do research, and I also do a lot of service. So, for the teaching, I teach the capstone classes for the Computer Information Systems students. So, only if you were in CIS, you get to have me on those. And I also teach some of the certification classes, like the A+ certification, the CompTIA+, which is hardware and software. In terms of research, I like to do how we can make online classes better, by using, different things, different ways of putting the classes together so the students, so it's easier for the students to find the content and things like that. That's what I like to do. And then for service, I do a lot of coding clubs and hardware classes. Like this morning, we had the 3- and 4-year-olds from the CDC, and they were looking at Lego robots and what's the parts of the computer, and they looked at the 3D printer. So I do all kinds of little things, and I love it.
What do you like to do on a daily?
So I have, I'm married. I have 2 kids. Guille is 11 and Ana is 14. So she they both do a lot of things. So my day in the mornings while they're in school is all work, little things. We wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We get everybody ready, and then they go to school, we go to work. Sometimes I stay home to work, and sometimes I come to the office. But then at 2:30, I get in the car and I go to Carline. And I just wait for my kid, and then we go to activities. So, and then we get back home, we eat, and we go to sleep, and we do it all over again on the next day. And during the weekends, we normally have either soccer games or volleyball games. And so it's pretty much, family life, kids, and just do things like that. Oh, but the best part is that during the summer vacation time, I get to go to Spain.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm very happy. I'm very blessed to have the job that I have because I get to go to see my family, my brother, my sister, my parents, my family, my friends. Everybody's in Spain. Still, I'm the only one here in the U.S. So I get to go over there and visit with them for the summer.
Okay, now that you mentioned that you're from Spain and everyone is in Spain, so do you speak Spanish, right?
I do. Sí, señorita, por favor, ¿cómo lo puedes pensar que no? Claro que sí.
Beautiful. So how do you get here?
So my university in Spain, the University of Valencia, I actually got a degree from there. I finished my degree over there, my undergrad. And I decided that I tried to look for a job over there, and there were not a lot of opportunities. So what I did was I contacted my major professors, and they told me about this opportunity to come to an American institution to get a master's degree in English. I did that, and I came here to Northwestern in 1997 to get my master's in English, right? So I loved it. I mean, when I came here, of course, I didn't know anybody. And I was very, very lucky for 2 things. First, because before the institution basically opened its arms, I had professors that helped me a lot. I had the classes I loved. The place was amazing, right? And then I was very lucky that one of the Natchez families adopted me as well. So I had a support system, which was amazing. I'm not going to say that everything was like rainbows and sunshine. There are those bad days that come and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I doing here? I want to go back home. But I was, I look back to 1997, 1998, and I have really happy memories of my time here, and I'm still here, right? I haven't gone back. I made my life here. I got married here, got kids here, got a job here. So anyway, I came to here, master's degree, and I finished my master's degree, and I'm like, what can I do now? I really like computers. And I should go back to school. So I went back to school, and I got an undergraduate in computer information systems and business administration. And I'm like, this is really what I want to do. And I asked people, so well, then you need to get a doctor. And I'm like, okay, so let's go and get a doctor. So I went to LSU for my doctorate and got a PhD in information systems and decision sciences from LSU. And then I came here to work. So full circle. There you go.
Why did you pick English first? Like, why didn't you pick CIS from the beginning, like in Spain?
Oh, so it is interesting to say that because when I was going to school, that was a degree that was not very women-friendly, right? So I just thought, I like languages. I like to travel, so let's just do this. Let's do English. This university opened up a lot of opportunities for me, show me things that I didn't know that I could do, right? I saw my professors. I had women professors that were in technology, and I knew that I could do it because of that, because I had really good mentors, really good role models, and this was this university and this place.
You mentioned about being a woman in CIS, and that's usually when people talk about it, people will think towards a man doing it. Mm-hmm. How has it been for you being a woman in computers, information system, or business, or...
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun because for some people, they look at you and they don't see what you can do, right? They don't recognize what you can do. But it's a lot of fun. A lot of times it's more showing what you can do, but not in a negative way. I have never found, again, in this place, this institution, anywhere here, anybody that has looked at me in a different way. Whenever I go somewhere and they have a problem with the computer, I'm the first one that is underneath the table pulling cables and putting things in. And they all look at me like, but you're wearing heels and a skirt. And I'm like, so? I mean, I can still do it. I can still get under the table and plug in and plug things. So it's more the surprise. And that, to me, that's very funny.
How have you been able to keep your Spanish heritage in a small city like Natchitoches?
So that's very interesting. Of course, I told you before that I go to Spain every summer, right? My friends, my kids speak Spanish. Both Ana and Guille speak Spanish. Ana a little bit more than Guille because she's older and she's been there more. But I cannot take any credit about my kids speaking Spanish because they go over there and they're immersed in the language and they're immersed in the culture. There are things that we do here in the United States, more in the family, right? The family circle that we keep and that we bring from Spain. We are keeping our heritage, we're keeping our culture alive by practicing it, by talking about it. That's what we do.
Okay, going back to your time here as a student. So right now you can see a lot of international students. Mm-hmm. You see a lot of, Hispanic students and people, and we are everywhere.
Yes.
But how it was when it was 1997 and you just got here? Did you see many Hispanic people or not at all?
No, not at all. I think it was like, I don't know. I think the first international student meeting that we had, it was like 15 of us with all nationalities. Like it was just 15, 16 of us with all the nationalities, right? So... it was not a lot of Hispanic students. It was just us. It was just, very, very little amount. But it was fun. It was still fun. I think that to me, being such a close group, in a way, such a small group, it made it more fun because you got to know everybody. Now, I think it's great. I love seeing you guys walking around the halls and talking in Spanish, and I'm like, I understand. That's good. It's like, what the same? It's really good. And it's even better when I open the door for one of them downstairs in restaurant. I'm like, buenos dias. And they're like, how do you, what?
Good morning.
So it is fun. It is really good. And it's welcoming. I think that diversity is always good. People from other countries always help anybody open their brains, open their thoughts to anything that is possible. So it's great.
So when you got here, how was your English? You were an English major.
I was an English major, and I had just spent a year in England. So it was, I was able to be understood, and I understood that a lot of the international students, at the beginning, they're very shy. They don't want to talk. They don't want to say anything because they are not very comfortable with their English. But as they realize that, hey, I gotta do this. And they get better so fast.
When I got here, it was in English. So I was like, oh, what am I supposed to say? I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to be like, hi and bye. And that's it. So I was super shy. But at some point, I feel bad. I was like, I don't think I'm showing myself. I'm not like this. I like to communicate with people. I like to meet people. And I'm not able to do it. And I'm in a whole new country. Then like a few months after, for some reason, I started meeting people from here, more friends. And at some point, well, I was speaking with everyone. And well, since then, I mean, I haven't stopped, you keep talking. And I know I have a lot of things that I can get better yet, but like, still, I mean, you're doing it, so.
Listen, is to be I mean, once everybody can understand you, those little nuances, I mean, they just get with time. My husband tells me that I still have an accent, right? I still have an accent. I'm like, I don't want to lose it.
Oh, but you have a cute accent.
Well, thank you.
Doesn't sound bad. I like it.
But yeah, I mean, it's you don't lose it. And whether you want to lose it is your identity, right? My kids correct me on some of my English, right? And I look at them, it's like, whenever you talk or you speak in Spanish as well as I do in English, then we can talk and then you can correct me. And they're like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, because it is true.
Now you have a family here, but you had to find love first. How did you met him and like, how did it work?
So Thomas and I met at the English department. I came here in January of 97, and he came to NSU in August of 97, right? And he came to do the same as I did, to get a master's in English. So we met in college. We met at the graduate school, basically taking classes for our graduate degree. But think about this. I met him in August, right? And we got together in October, and that's it. Here we go. Long time.
Wait, so how long have you guys been together?
Since 97. So think about it, 26 years. It will be in August, it will be 26 years.
Oh, that's pretty.
We got married in 2003. I know. We got married in 2003 in Spain. And yeah.
That's romantic, like a movie.
It was very good. It was very
Begona
nice.
in Spain.
Ta-da! But it was a lot of fun. It was good. And 40 people of his family came to Spain to celebrate with us.
Oh, they don't need visa, right?
So it was very much fun. It was a lot of fun.
What would you give as an advice for a lady or a girl, a young girl that is wanting to go into STEM?
To know that it is possible, that gender does not define what you want to be, what you want to do, and to find you a mentor, to find you somebody that you can talk to find a group of friends that is supportive of what you want to do. And if any boy or anybody tells you that that is not what girls do, to, school the person and tell him, you're wrong. We can do anything we want.
You said that in 1997 there wasn't many people here. Now there is a lot of them. You have been here since then.
Yes.
So when do you think that it was like around the time where you start seeing more Hispanic culture in here?
So I think that they took effort from NSU's administration, and especially an awesome effort by Dr. Marcus Jones and the Kappa faculty to start going over there and offering these possibilities to the students. That's when I saw that it changed, because the regular, not that they were not doing anything bad before, but the numbers grew when we went out there and we offer our university as a good place for the students to come. I think that's where it switched.
What is something that you miss the most about Spain?
Oh, the food, of course. Family, friends. It's always hard, right? Especially now because my parents are a little bit older, so it's hard to miss things. I miss birthdays. I miss holidays. Mother's Day. Father's Day was just on Sunday in Spain, so I miss being there and give my dad a hug, right? So all those things are important, and you miss them, but that's just life.
And what is the thing that you like the most in here? What made you stay here, basically?
So apart from that, of course, which is the obvious, my family, my husband, my kids, it's this institution. It's this place. It's Natchitoches and it's NSU. To me, this is what I wanted to be. I fell in love when I came in 97. I fell in love with this place. I fell in love with this institution. And of course, Thomas, my husband, was working here, so it made sense for us. And this is where I want to retire from. I don't want to go anywhere else.
So this is a good place to stay focused But I never thought about being another kind of place to like raise a family. And
Absolutely loved the fact that when my kids were at the CDC, my window in my office overlooks their playground. So I was able to see my kids every day playing in the playground because they were just right there.
you don't get to see your kids making sure they're fine at school in the playground. I think that's a gift.
It is a gift.
And I didn't think about it that way until now. So thank you.
Yeah. And we have a lot of friends that work in industry, in corporate, and they get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. They get on the train for an hour and a half. They go to the big city and they come back at 8 o'clock and they see their kids during the weekends. They kiss them whenever they go to bed, and they don't. I get to pick up my kids and they're right there. And it's just, I don't know. To me, it's great. I love this place. So, yeah.
Okay, going back to the workplace. As a professor, how do you feel when you have an international student in your classes?
Oh, absolutely delighted and awesome. I love it. And if they speak in Spanish, even better. I get to speak in my language. Not that English is not my language, but Spanish is my native tongue, right? My native language. So it comes to me natural. And then I try to put myself in a position where I can help, because I know how difficult it is for these students to go through some of the hurdles that we have. But I also ask something of the students. I ask that the student keeps an open mind. You cannot go to another country and think that everything is going to be exactly the same as in yours. And I have had this situation come before.
When the time came for you to graduate from master's, and then you went to a PhD, and then you did all these things, did you face any troubles finding a job?
So I think that the immigration department of the United States has so many pictures of me that they don't know what to do with them. So I came on a student visa. And then, like many of you are going to do, I did an OPT, right? Because I had my degree was in languages. I was able to teach Spanish for the Louisiana School Math, Science, and the Arts for a while for them, because I was teaching languages and I was doing some computers. And since I had some computer experience, it could go for that. And then when they started working, we had talks, and they actually offered to sponsor my work visa when I got married. And once I got married, I got my green card, and then I got my my citizenship. So
you did your OPT on Spanish as a Spanish professor?
Yeah, I did.
Teacher. Well,
okay. Yeah, I taught languages.
Coming from someone that had already had an experience, that you have been here for a long time, it will be, helpful to get that kind of advice. Thank you so much, because it's stressful. I mean,
it is. It's very stressful. And I see it, a lot of you have come over here and have finished their degrees, and you're so excited to start working, and you get the OPT, and a lot of them get really good jobs with OPT. But then fewer and fewer companies are sponsoring work visas, right? So that OPT is your time to shine, your time to become so important for that company that they have to give you the visa. They don't want you to go away. They don't want to lose you.
It gets scary. A lot of people, I remember a few years ago, I was asking, like, okay, why is it so hard? And I was asking somebody, like, why is it so hard to find a work visa? Like, what's the problem? What they told me was that they had to show why they were hiring you instead of someone from here. You have to give priority to the people who are from here.
Yes.
So I understand that. The time is coming, and I'm freaking out, like, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think it works. You have plans. But yeah, so it's really nice hearing from someone that can tell me, don't worry, you'll be able to work it out.
Having an open mind. The first job that you have may not be the job that you want forever. Be a lifelong learner, right? Don't stop studying. Not just because you have a job now, you're like, okay, I'm done. Because companies, jobs change continuously. And if you are the person that knows the best or knows more about that new thing that is coming up, you're needed. Be the person that knows how to do what nobody else knows how to do.
Well, I also think that sometimes people forget about their roots, and believe it or not, you don't know. Maybe that Spanish language, that that Spanish tongue is gonna find you the job that you didn't know you needed.
Absolutely, you're right on that.
So after these many years, now you have your citizenship, right?
Yes.
Okay. How does it feel to finally have it and not having to ask for job permits or visas or any of that anymore?
It was great. It was great. It was absolutely great. I still get asked. I am a very proud woman, immigrant, mother, woman in technology, right? So, I'm sorry, you're not gonna, no. no, you can't put me down with any of that. Not asking me that. It doesn't matter. I know who I am.
How is it for you to do your time management?
Calendar, my phone calendar is the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever. At the beginning, I relied on my head, and I'm like, oh, we have to do this and we have to do this. But then I realized that I cannot hold so many things on my head. So now my husband and I have a shared calendar where we put what I have to do, what he has to do, and what the kids have to do. It's like communication. Communication is the best thing that you can do. Everybody, knows what to do. And that's just what you do.
Wait, have you ever had a mom, tired mom moments that you forget about something, like you forget about picking up your kid, that you're like, I'm not supposed to be here, I'm not supposed to be doing, oh my gosh, freaking out, and then go and do it?
Absolutely, and this just happened last week.
What happened?
I pick up Guille, and I had volleyball, pick up Guille from the E-Lab, go home. He has karate at 4:30. And I'm like, I haven't talked to my friend Ana in Spain for a long time. I'm just going to call her to see how she's doing. So I call her, and we start talking, and we start talking, and we start talking. And suddenly I look at my watch, and I'm like, it's 5 o'clock. I had to do something. What did I have to do? I completely forgot to take my kid to karate because I was talking to my friend. I was so excited to be talking. So Guille comes outside. It's like, Mom, you're not going to karate? I'm like, no. You're not going to karate today. I'm talking to Diana. So yeah, no, you're not going to karate. So absolutely, it happens all the time. But you know what? It's like I said, attitude. You accept and you roll with it, and you just, you'll go next time. Allow yourself to make mistakes. That's the thing.
Wait, I have a question. Do you name Anna from your best friend?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cute.
So it's even better because 3 of the most important girlfriends in my life were called Anna. So it just came. It had to be. It had to be. In college, I had an Anna. High school, I had an Anna. And then during the whole time, I had an Anna that are very, very important to me. So it just came natural. And then Guille is, of course, Guillermo is William, which is my husband's name. My husband is Thomas William. Guille is Thomas Guillermo, because I didn't want to have the same name, because that was the third. He was going to be called the third. And I'm like, no, you're unique. You are unique, and you are Guille. So we were in the hospital, and I had already, Thomas wanted to call him Thomas William, right? And when he left to do something, and I got the paperwork, and I wrote Thomas Guillermo on the paperwork and submitted. I'm like, it's done. That's the name. So he just, he doesn't blame me for it. It's okay. We're used to it now.
Yeah, I see. 11 years. You have to.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite Hispanic song?
Hispanic song? Oh, there's so many. But of course, from Spain, remember that, I was growing up. It was the 80s in Spain. So I have a lot of Spanish music and a lot of Spanish groups, El Último de la Fila, Mecano, all those Spanish groups that were there. What is the one that is, me pregunto, papi me pregunto, ¿tienes muchas novias? That one was last summer, and every single day, and my kids still sing it, so it was like over there.
Titi me pregunto si tengo muchas novias.
Muchas
novias.
So that one, but not because it's because now my kids listen to them, which is great. It's great that if you ask my daughter, what is your favorite music genre? She says Latin pop.
Hispanic food. Which one's your favorite?
Okay, so of course, things from Spain that my mom used to cook, right? Things as simple as a tortilla de patata. Not the tortilla that you find in the Mexican restaurants. It's a different thing. It's just like an omelet made with potatoes and onions and milk. That's one of my favorite things. Every time I go back to Spain, the first meal that I have is at the airport, and I make a sandwich with a tortilla and bread. Fish. I miss fish. Fresh fish or fresh shellfish. Shrimp. I miss crab, crab legs and things like that. But fresh fish is something that we eat a lot in Spain that we don't have. Paella, right? The way my mom makes the paella, we don't have that. But it's not that I cannot make it here. It's like the ingredients are different, so it doesn't taste like my mom's, right? I can make it, but it doesn't taste like my mom's. In Spain, they don't like spicy at all. Spicy, right? So when I came, you remember, the salsa at the Mexican restaurants? I could just touch it with a chip, and it was like, oh my god, it's so spicy, so spicy. I couldn't handle it. Now I'm like, I love it. Absolutely love the spices. It is awesome. Absolutely love it.
Look, people be like, oh, you're from Colombia, so you like spicy food. And I'm like, no, I don't tolerate spicy food. Wait, are the Mexicans like spicy food? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not Mexican. I'm from Colombia, and that's different. And
Exactly. But we have to, you have to tell people. So now they know, so they won't make the same mistake next time. So that's what we were talking about before, about being open about our culture and telling people what they want to know.
What about Louisiana food? What is your favorite dish?
I love crawfish, of course. I love jambalaya, of course. Red beans and rice, of course. And etouffee. I mean, I love all of it. A gumbo. I make awesome gumbo. Come winter, like whenever it starts getting cold, I make a big pot and I have it, a couple of days.
Oh, now coming to an end, what is something that you would like people to know?
If I had to tell anybody, if I could convince people, don't take life for granted. Get a good support system, be a lifelong learner, and love and have fun. Because, this is it. We don't get to have another one. So the more people that you talk to, the more people that you touch, the more people that you are connected to, the better your life will be. Be nice. Be a nice person. Be a good person. That's what I will say.
Okay. Well, stop by her office and bring her some donuts, kolaches, Hispanic food,
Yes,
candies, good ones.
Chocolate is always good.
And as we always say it,
Esto es Latino Living, un podcast para todos.
thank you.